Hello, everybody. The astrology report for the next week. Kind of like the energy change a lot. Before I dive into the astrology report, I want to kind of like teach you a little bit astrology for it, so you can understand the process of we are going. Maybe that can help you to understand what's going on in the world right now. I usually try not to mess it up too much with politics, but since the energy is so big and so involved into, I mentioned in the last week report. So currently, the energy, since we had Mars and Venus, they went into the underworld to Pluto. That powerful conjunction with Pluto, and they merged out of Pluto and they move into Aquarius. And the shift, all of a sudden you're like, there's got to be some kind of new way. There's got to be a new solution. There's got to be a new situations. There has to be, this cannot continue anymore. Okay, this old stuff, these old problems, these old understandings, these old solutions, they don't work anymore. We don't have this anymore. It has to be based out of the truth. I mean, and if you look at it, Pluto in a Capricorn, there is the realizations and materializations into the material world of the underworld. There is the toxic behaviors. There is the secrets, the hidden, the hidden. There is a dive into the unknown, to your subconscious. Dive into the things that you don't see. That is the things that were hidden beneath the surface, not the one things that you just see, because the face mask was too big. The face mask of this toxic society that we are, the face mask of toxicity that we were living in the past, it won't continue anymore. This is why when the merge of Mars and Venus come together, there is a part of hey, we we're gonna go together into the dark, but we have to learn something so we can move into the Aquarius. Um, this process of digging and dive in, that energy, that heavy energy that people feel, will continue in the next few years until Pluto. It's gonna be a permanently shift in Aquarius. Okay, right now the way of the astrology it is if you're born here and then there is no planets at all on this side, not at all, then you have nothing to do here until you hit the first planet. Right now we are having Uranus and Taurus. That is the universe trying to fix our material understanding of our surrounding. That's what Taurus is. Taurus is the 2-year-old that goes around the house and wants to touch and understands everything and have everything that sees. He needs to learn. And this is why right now, the first planet that we are seeing right now, it's Uranus. It's the universe. And this is why those changes, they are so important that comes up. But the next planet we see is Pluto. So as you see it here in the chart, so basically what I'm saying it right now is that we're here. But as you see it all the way through these lines until we hit Pluto in the Capricorn, there is no planet. Yes, we are going to have the moon. The moon is going to go and circle and it's gonna say, well, fix your toxicity within the material world, fix your situations, your problems, your dark side with friends, with family, with your own ego. Heal yourself and make sure you're right with your relationships. Look into your darkness, express yourself, be a pro, and so on. But Pluto's gonna be here. Pluto's gonna remind us. It's like, dude, you may see the current emotions, but you have to deal with this. You have to deal with this situations here of toxicity. You have to look at it in this situation. So the toxicity is lately, if you pay attention, the very much focus is what's going on as a toxicity and lies and situations and things that goes on. Um, I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan, but during the very first episode, that the council had to go ahead and makes the decisions about the Naboo because it was occupied and stuff. They didn't look at the truth of what's going on. The truth was a little different for it. And right now, with the truth start coming out of the surface, most of the people don't believe. Most the politicians don't believe. Most people they're not aware of. They are just brainwashed the mass medias about the situations. But for the people who knows the truth and they went and they look at it, the legal informations, they're like, oh shoot, what the heck? Why I was so blind? And that's what it's going on in the world right now. We are in this fake world. We are in this fakeness. We are into this. We are under this surface. We don't look at the surface. We are under the surface. And to us, it represents that when we are under the surface, this is what the surface is. Well, boo is not. And that's why this Mars, Venus, when they just moved now in Aquarius, it's like we need to find different way. We need to make different things. This cannot continue. This toxicity, this brings a lot of bad stuff to the humanity. I mean, if you will look at it, the toxic relationships that we have a toxic viruses. Dude, one way or another, it is what it is. I'm not going if that virus is manufactured or whatever it is. We are dealing with it because if we have this toxic culture, we have this toxic energy, and toxic energy produce toxic environment. Toxic environment produce toxic results, and that's what this Pluto and Capricorn, that shadow work, that things that been hidden underneath, under the surface, under the rug in your kitchen that you shovel all the garbage, all this is gonna come out. Soon or later it's gonna come out. Because in the new age of Aquarius, these traits of bringing the old into the new will not be allowed. It will not be allowed you to be a having a bad traits and bringing them with you to wherever you do. If you're at work, they smell you, you're toxic, you're gonna go out. If you bring it into your relationships, you're gonna go out. If you're trying to hide yourself with everything, then the people's gonna realize by your actions. Actions speaking louder than words. Doesn't matter what you're saying. You can't lie anymore. The vibes will tell the truth. So that's what the age of Aquarius is, the truth to be brought out on the surface. So beginning of the week, We are going to have a very interesting moment as you see it right now here on the screen. Here they are, Mars, Venus, and Pluto. They kind of like come in and they are right now entering Aquarius. They respectively have 25 minutes and 21 minutes of Aquarius. It just, the shift just happened. But that shift, it is squaring with Uranus. It's like we have a conflict. The conflict, you can bring that energies with you to the new world. That's what the conflict is. You are not. You can't be like this. You're either gonna change or we're not gonna allow this. The universe doesn't allow it. As you see that squaring uh, towards Pluto, soon it's gonna come out. That is actually the moon, but this square is gonna be, you'll see it down the road. That's gonna come up very, very, very powerful. And that square is gonna be coming in over through the years because when Uranus hits a retrograde, so it's Pluto's gonna hit a retrograde. But the moon is gonna be like, work on it, work on it, work on it. We are going to have like when 2-3 months a planet that's gonna comes in. That was gonna be a Mercury and the Sun. That's gonna be the first one here to come up after after Uranus, and we are going to hit Uranus. We're going to hit the Sun and Mercury, but we're still going to face Pluto up here. That it's going to be on a daily menu. It's like work, work, work on you. So what's coming up next week? So as you see here, Venus and Mars, they're already with the 1 degree up, sort of for one day. They just kind of like, we want to move. We just want to move. We got enough of it. We got enough of the dark stuff. We got enough of the things. We have to find a new way. The old way didn't work. Let's scrap it. Let's start from scratch. And there's gonna be a time to look for it, to look this situations through. The sextile with Neptune is gonna give you the visions. You know, before you do something, you create something from the world of the ideas. That is the presence of the energy for it. The ideas of what we should do. What is the right situations to do? Should we rebel? No, we can't rebel now. No, 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 no. We have to know what we rebel for. And that square with that square is here between Saturn and Mercury, with respectively with the Uranus and North Node and the Moon, is gonna be like material stuff. You gotta look at it. Something in the material world is not right. You need to figure out what we have to do, what we have to improve here. What do we need to change here on Earth? Because Pluto is an Earth, Uranus is an Earth. It is earthly matter. Are we going to destroy everything, or are we going to fix it the new way? If we destroy everything, there's going to be a new pattern after destructions. Or we are going to go ahead and build a new way. So there is always two different ways, but one outcome. There's going to be a new way. So in personally, this is going to be like you have to look at it to places that you never looked before. Sometimes when you go to a closed road, the only place to go is up. That you have no room where you can move into it. You can't go back, you can't go forward. The only place you can go is up, or you're getting stuck. But it can't get stuck. We have to move. It's life. So this communications between people is gonna be kind of like blocked. That is gonna be, you haven't learned the right things. No, you haven't. You need to learn. Find a new way. Go research. Go do things. Go dive into the darkness. Go get into it. The growth, the desire of the growth is to change yourself into the soul, because the Sun, Mercury, and Neptune, they are in Pisces. The final stages, of this toxic environment coming up, and that's what this growth is here, because Jupiter is going to move into Aries. So eventually Neptune is going to move into Aries. And we're going to be moving. That's going to be like the next year. We are going to move because Jupiter is going to go forward, then come back retrograde and moves on and on. But we have like 6 to 8 months when this thing happens. So we have the time to learn and do in these situations. Tuesday, the moon, it's going to be coming out. We're going to have the trine through all this. It's like, okay, there were intense energies, intense stuff, but let's have a little break. Let's just have a little talk. Let's have a little chat. Let's figure the things out. Let's calm down and not be over, because let's be a friends. Okay, the moon, it's in 29 degrees. It's just gonna entering the house of the friendship, which is Gemini. And when the moon is in the Gemini, you are acting of the 3-year-old who wants to have friends. You acting as a 15-year-old who wants to have this beautiful relationship. You acting as 27-year-old that wants to have this family and friends kind of like a gathering together, okay? And you're acting like a 39-year-old that it's like, let's go enjoy life. Depends on what your years are. That's what the energy is gonna be following you with you, and that trine is gonna be very helpful for you to reopen yourself for the relationships. As that the next day, though, the energy still is gonna be kind of like a presence here, but we are going to have the first square. The first quarter square towards the sun. That is the revaluations of the new moon to what do we did until now. What kind of unfinished business that we have here? What we have unsolved? What we haven't looked through it? We see that we have some very good trines here. We have a trine that gonna comes in with Saturn. It's like, okay, I'll learn. All right, I'll learn. I get it. I have to change. I get it. On Thursday, the moon is gonna be kind of like come out of the Gemini, that square here. It's gonna be kind of like a get together with Lilith. And this square energies is going to be more intense, because right now we have a square towards Jupiter, the Sun, and Neptune. You see the things, but you don't want to accept the things. You see the things, but those are the wrong things you saw. And that intensified energy is going to be like, let's have a talk, let's communicate. Let's see the things. Mercury entering Pisces. Let's dive into the problem. Let's communicate. Let's use our soul to fix this. As the moon is in the Gemini, that energy is more into the friendship, more into use the friendship, the friendly tone of communication. Was gonna be a good for resolving conflicts, whatever conflict you have. But if you have a conflict with your ego, guess what? You have a problem with your own self. If you have a problem with your own growth and nothing goes good for your life, then what? You got yourself a problem. You have to learn something new. You have to do something the new way. And that's what Saturn in Aquarius is gonna comes in. It's like, hey, here's what you need to do. Here's idea for you. Okay? Saturn is gonna teach you. On Friday, that's March 11th. By the way, if I don't do the astrology report, don't get mad at me. But I'm probably gonna be on Friday on a new surgery here. So wish me good luck. But I'll keep you posted. Maybe I can make the astrology report earlier if I go to the hospital, because for right now you just pencil it in. It's not 100%, but I will know this tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to be. So let's go back into the astrology report. And guys, thanks for my best wishes. I know you guys are going to write it down. So the moon is going to arrive home in Cancer. And what do you do it when you go back home? You have problems at home. You communicate. That trying with that emotions, expressing emotions, confessions. That is the best time you to do these confessions. The best situation is because right now this is a water to water sign. Okay? The moon, it's going to be like you need to communicate to solve the issues. You need to go ahead and communicate with this. We are having a Mars and Venus here. Okay, they are pulling away from Pluto. They're like running away. It's like we don't want to go back in the underworld. We want to move fast. Come on, come on. Let's get away from this. No more toxicity here. And that squaring though with Uranus is gonna be like learn it the new way. You have to leave the past in the past. Learn in the new way. You have to reborn. You have to understand your masculine, your feminine energies in you, but learn it the new way. And on Saturday, the moon is gonna go down to Cancer. Family time, very good energies. You are having a trine with the Sun and Pluto. They're coming together like a unified vision. We are having a trine with Jupiter. Let's grow. We are having a sextiles with Uranus and sextile here with the Sun and Neptune. Very good energy to set goals, to do the right things, to see the right situations, to see the truth. Okay? But if you still hold on into these situations, you keep the anger inside of you, the Uranus is going to be like, time out. Nothing for you. Nothing. Zero. You're gonna get this aggravations energies inside of you and you're like, no, 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 I'll change. I cannot think like this anymore. I can't do these things anymore. I had enough. And if you're still using your ego up here, if you're still fighting the new ways, you can't fight. It is what it is. The world, it's moving and it's going forward. And there is the astrology report, guys. I hope that video wasn't too long for you, wasn't too boring for you. But please have a patience within yourself. We are going to have quite a few years until we change these positions. All the situations of this Pluto underworld situation, it comes into the surface now because it's end its cycle in Capricorn it begins a new cycle into Aquarius. And the energy between the two signs, it's already filling and it is already begun. And that energy is going to be slow because we can't change things inside of us in a flicker. Okay? You can't change things in a flicker. But you can spend time and invest time in yourself for a better future generations. Not only for us, but for the next few generations. So guys, thank you so much and be loved.